It's been a journey for 20 years. And now we're here, recording his music. I don't really know another word but surreal. It's surreal, it happened. This beauty in life that Nikolai Korndorf managed to put in his music.
And his music has this very pure emotional language. It'll speak directly to your understanding of what it means to be human.
He also wrote music that kind of nudged you or poked you a bit or made a bit of fun.
He's searching to describe the struggles that will bring you better life, but you first have to go through this hardship. After Nikolai passed away, Jane and I organized a memorial concert for Nikolai. And for 20 years, we kept planning concerts in his honor to keep his memory alive. But I question myself very often, what will happen when we're gone? His chamber pieces, his big symphonic pieces must be preserved. We had to make this recording available forever. And we said it's impossible, but it happened. Lullaby is the piece that most clearly shows Nikolai Korndorf's spirit.
He did the lullaby first as a two-piano work, and that was after the birth of his son.
The lullaby is kind of a touchstone for his compositional process. You hear the affinity, you hear the transformation of these ideas in his later music, like Triptych, like Smile of Maude Lewis.
It's written in what we would call a minimalist style. Constant motion where sounds evolve. Melodies kind of come out and they disappear again.
It just makes you feel that joy and exhilaration of watching this newborn child.
It's a baby. It's a baby. Music is for putting a baby to sleep.
One of the piano teachers at Langley Music School, her daughter was incarcerated in Brazil, and my colleague moved heaven and earth to get her daughter out of there. Amongst the things that she did was she held an annual vigil. She rang me up and asked if I would play. I couldn't really find anything in the cello repertoire which really suited. So I rang up Nikolai Korndorf and I explained the situation, the vigil, and he said, "Oh, this is close to my heart." It was obviously powerful music. Right away, you could tell. He kept on saying, "You must protest, you must protest." And it's really quite daunting.
It's very scary and you feel huge responsibility to read in the score what actually composer is trying to tell you.
It can be almost an excruciating wait for that resolution, later than you think it should be, later than you're comfortable with.
He always wanted to be responding to any of social issues and problems in the society, and this when Ian Hampton told him the reason of the commissioning, Nikolai happily took it to do that.
I really enjoyed learning the piece. You know, I just felt open and free, like I was really tapping into something meaningful.
The next piece was called Responses, and he said that you had to play in two voices.
He has a couple of really curious markings on the work.
On the score of the response was written, "Play like a child."
Yeah, very much, yeah.
Yes, little Billy needs to be really confident there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm straying into purposefully playing out of tune, like raw.
Yes.
Okay.
It's within
Yeah.
acceptable bounds.
And so I do my best to lock my arm and play, play like I would have when I was 5 or 6, trying to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, out of Suzuki 1. It speaks to this purity of spirit, the benevolent cosmos responding to your lament, where you feel like just everything is okay and everything will be okay and you're taken care of by the universe somehow. It's certainly more fun. Like when one really, it brings a smile to your face, when you're playing and when you're listening.
The final piece, Glorification, is exactly that.
Cello starts with these long bows. It's like steps into your inner soul. The moment piano enters, this punctuation, it's like, no. I thought you stop and I stop and then I try to catch it.
No problem.
It somehow felt that piano part only interferes the cello.
Before we were talking to give it to you, but now we're trying to be a little...
It's about sending messages to each other while we're playing. I was talking about conversing. The ideas are so above the instruments he's writing for. For example, the piano part is unbelievably challenging to realize.
But you expect that. I mean, composers have got very expectant of players these days.
Like you can't be off. There is written on the score exactly. And this exactness versus what actually you can hear, it's just like they're off. Those two people, they play off.
It's getting real, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting real. Here we are.
Same spot.
Nikolai, we're lining it up for you.
And then you start feeling that, oh, we are kind of together now. Oh, we actually love to be together. They both are reaching this ascent. Per aspera ad astra, from hardship to the stars. And you grab the stars, you have them in your hands. You're flying with them. You say, yes, I got it.
To real gratification, there's no shortcuts. That's what one learns.
Nikolai Korndorf was commissioned by the CBC to write a 15-minute orchestral work.
He saw Maude Lewis exhibition and he was struck by her own difficult life. She was disabled. She was abused by her husband and she drew art everywhere in her own house. When he saw this art, he wanted to describe her in sound.
I was fascinated by her art, simple, ingenious, but very cordial, open-hearted. It seemed that everything was against her, but in spite of that, her art was full of belief in life. It exhales optimism and light. I have to say that this was one of the most important cultural experiences since my moving to Canada.
He used his lullaby, purely Russian, really Russian, with all intonations, structure and meaning, to describe the Canadian artist.
All of a sudden, the flute player picks up a recorder and plays this beautiful plaintive melody. It's sort of a East Coast wooden flute.
It sounds like a Cape Breton fiddle tune, which is
Fiddle.
so
It's
inherently
fiddle.
Canadian.
Yes. You see in Maude Lewis, the good is over, shining at us and winning. The Smile of Maude Lewis is Nikolai Korndorf's message, that no matter of the hardship and no matter of difficulties, the beauty will win.
There is a saying that a smile is a mirror of the soul. If indeed it is true, Maude Lewis' smile and her art tell us that she possessed a lofty, beautiful, and rich soul.
Nikolai Korndorf understood the world's problems. Living in Russia, he witnessed a lot of wars during the fall of the Soviet Empire. He believed that we could be better. And it's our duty as artistic people to show it, to save it. All his life he said, the beauty will change the world. It will make people transform to something better. This music really changes you, it transforms you to something beautiful. It is my contribution to this world, to save Nikolai for the world. We made it. This music will be there forever.
Excellent. I think we can call it a day.